am I saying? I'll talk about whatever you want me to talk about.
Yeah.
Just a few words about this thing you're doing here in London together with Sam Vaknin and...
Bon dia. Bon dia. So I'm here in London with Sam Vaknin. We've been doing a seminar on how to recover from narcissistic abuse. Main focus for the weekend was studying the formation and the structure of the narcissistic personality disorder and how narcissistically abusive relationships, the dynamic of these things and how abuse plays out, how it affects the victims and how we can help the victims to recover fully. Muito obrigado.
Muito obrigada. Lidija.
Lidija.
Why?
Lidija. That's how we write it, Lidija.
As Lidija and Sam Vaknin, quite an honor to hear you working together in this seminar. What was your experience here? What do you think we shall do with development of people in the future?
Development of people?
In this
Everyone,
subject you were...
I hope people will not be so dependent of the outside world. They must understand that they should belong first to themselves and to respect themselves before they ask others to respect them or something. It's a part of healing. And what I saw today, that is missing a lot because they don't see that they are worth living. So they will, in effect, they negated themselves. They are the only victims. How to tell them? You victimize yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It's not fair. But to choose right words, to let them know that it's their choice, that they should be responsible for their own lives, to be captains of their own ship called life, to take the wheel in their hands. It's power. It's empowering. They should understand it, accept it, and move on. I mean, move on in a right direction.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope some of them woke up, saw that, and they will sleep better tonight.
Yeah,
Feel
they talked
much
to me
more
outside there.
relieved
They were very
tomorrow.
impressed with both of you. And have you ever worked together like this before?
No, this was my first time.
Yeah, how was it for you?
There were people who needed some support, some clearance. So I'm sharing. For me, it was nice, good feeling that you help someone, or I think, or they said. So it's, I mean, helpful. I feel I did something good for them, for myself, fulfillment, and happiness.
Yeah, some of the comments were about the honesty of yours and the simplicity and the acceptance. Like there's people really going in tears and say she accepts herself in a way that I should do to myself. And they together, it was an alive lesson for them. They just on your back, you know. They were saying like, feeling this, and it was really awesome. It was really touching to see the people in the seminar reacting like that. For me, I've been in this field forever.
That is what they should talk about, but they should when you have an example for something, you know, this is possible. So you're encouraged to do that because you see examples. You give nice keep it simple. It's your life. Move on. Have fun. That is life. What life is about. Get better. Make your life better. That should be the purpose of your living. Everyone's living. So how you make yourself better, and how you improve your life.
By marrying
How
me.
are you happy?
So simple.
Of course.
Simple.
I'm here.
Yeah. So it's that keep it simple, don't complicate, because you put yourself under stress without no reason. You understand? And that is what happened to them. They detached themselves from their true self, let other people too much in their lives, and they got lost somewhere.
And that there might be where comes Richard with some therapeutic tools to do the steps as well, right? Because to go back to yourself and, you know, do the thing and stuff sometimes.
You should merge. There should be. He actually has very nice program to merge the before after trauma and before trauma personalities. So actually they in effect they split somehow.
Mm-hmm.
They got lost somewhere. So what he's doing, merging them. Hello, you've been there. You were. So he does the he has a good program for that. I think. I mean, what I saw.
Obrigado. Muito obrigado.
Sam, first time working together with Lidija
Yeah.
and this work here, would you like to say something, please?
Well, I'm the academic pompous voice among the three. So I work on narcissism. I've been working on narcissism for 20 years now, because I think, for two reasons. First of all, I think narcissism is not necessarily a mental health problem or mental health category. I think narcissism is an explanatory organizing principle. Organizing principle which has a lot of explanatory power. You can use narcissism to explain world politics, dynamics in business, corporate dynamics. You can use narcissism to explain interpersonal relationships, of course, but you can use narcissism in almost any other setting. I think narcissism has become such a meme, such a mass movement, because it has this power to elucidate, to throw light on so many varied phenomena. It is, in a sense, a theory of everything, kind of, like the one we are pursuing in physics. I'm a physicist. It's like a theory of everything. That's reason number one. Reason number two, I firmly believe that pathological narcissism, the corruption of healthy narcissism, the malignancy of healthy narcissism, underlies many mental health disorders that today are considered disparate. Today are considered separate. I think what is happening is we are still at the stage in mental health where we are seeing the trees, but we are not seeing the forest. I think the forest is narcissism. I think when we will get
or
down
even
to
the roots.
even the roots, and I think when we get down to it, we will discover that many mental health disorders actually spring from this primordial sin of corrupted narcissism, which usually happens in formative years, 4 to 6. And so even in my view, mood disorders like depression, it's a very powerful tool to unify today's over-proliferation of diagnosis, because we are all over the place. The DSM-1 had a few dozen diagnoses. DSM-5 has well over 300. We are proliferating like crazy. And in my field, which is physics actually, not psychology, we know that when we are beginning to have too many entities, something's wrong. We must eliminate these entities, unify them. So we used to have electric force and magnetic force. And then we said, wait a minute, they're the same. They're electromagnetic force. It's the same in psychology. We now have 300 diagnoses. But when you look at them and say, wait a minute, I can eliminate 290 of them. They're actually manifestations of pathological narcissism. That's my view at least. I call it the psychopathological default. Narcissism is the engine behind it. So if you look at narcissism this way, it's a mega thing. It's not a small thing at all. It explains social phenomena, anthropological phenomena, corporate phenomena, mental health phenomena, and numerous other fields. So it's kind of the unifying principle of many, many things. And therefore I believe that as opposed to bipolar, ADHD, which used to be like fads. 20 years ago it was bipolar, everyone was talking about bipolar, but it passed. 10 years ago, it was ADHD. Everyone was talking about Ritalin and this, and it passed. Narcissism will not pass because it has this enormous power of explanation. People suddenly find meaning and relevance and significance in their life. They learn about narcissism and they say, wow, that explains my marriage, it explains my mother, it explains my dog, you know.
And the
it's
unfolding, like you just explained today, the covert narcissist, and how they, for being frustrated, for being introvert and not being able to go after the supply, they can develop depressions and That's so perfect. I mean, and then you don't need more 3 things about depression. You come to the roots, and I so agree with that.
So I believe finally we will end up with the mental health structure or theory, which will include on the one hand narcissism and perhaps a few more diagnoses which cannot in any way, like schizophrenia maybe, which cannot in any way be attributed to narcissism. But in my view, the overwhelming majority of mental health disorders have to do with this. Because narcissism is about identity. It's about defense mechanisms. It's all the elemental structures that underlie psychology.
I feel like, true.
That's my view. That's my meaning.
Somebody saved the whole thing here. Yeah.
Are you happy?
Yeah. Let's go get something to eat. I want to know if you keep working with her. Was she a good partner working with you?
Are you kidding? She blackmailed me into it. Of course I'll never work with her. No, of course I'll work with her. I've been working with her for years now.
You were beautiful. I want to make a movie of the two of you. It's really something you don't get what touches here, you know, to everybody. It's like, just as I said, there's nothing to do with this is health.
May I make a comment?
Please.
I think people were touched by our congruence, by our co-presence, because it was kind of reification of hope. It was hope beyond hope. Narcissism is the cancer of the soul. I'm sick with cancer, only it's mental cancer. And so my disease is terminal. And here is this woman willing to live with me.
Keep him alive.
It's very touching that it is her energy and love and power that's keeping me somehow on life support. She's my life support system. And so this is very touching. Even if I were physically sick with cancer and I had a woman like that, people would also be touched. So I think this is what kind of broke their hearts.
Yeah, and your honesty and you too, your consistency. You're not fooling people. And you do the opposite to what you described narcissists do. In the end of the day, the results are like, what is this people? So people are like, these people that came here, no fooling and no silly, you know, they're re-studying. They came all over the world. Well, I said, these people are going to be together, the 3 of them? Get me that plane. And it was just the day I had a lecture. I said, no, I'll go anyway. I'll go. Because it's like something different.
We here represents all 3 elements of empathy. Warm empathy.
Warm
empathy. Warm empathy.
Warm empathy.
Smile, warm empathy.
This is warm empathy.
Hi.
Cold empathy.
Cold empathy.
Cognitive, analytical, and so on. And in my view, instinctual, reflexive empathy.
The best.
The baby.
The most honest.
It reminds me of the movie Reservoir Dogs, where they had red,
Mr. Pink,
Yeah.
Mr. Orange.
So great. So you keep working together. Hope so.
We've been working together on developing concepts and
Yeah,
so on.
I see it for your book and the forward and
That's something else.
so.
First time we are together in public.